So we have 5 different models of Cultipackers in the Packer Maxx line. We have the standard unit, which is it's kind of the economy version. It has a standard tubular frame. It has a scraper bar. It has nylon bushings. It has the polymer drums. The drums are actually the same on all models. The framework is where the difference comes in. So then the heavy-duty Gamekeeper series has a 3/8" steel frame and has a scraper bar. It has oil-impregnated brass bushings, and so it's just kind of like, I call it the Sherman tank series of the of the line. And then we have an 8-foot model, which is basically 2 of the 4-foot models ganged together. And then we have 2 3-point hitch models, a 4-foot and an 8-foot in the 3-point hitch models. It just depends on number 1, your budget, and number 1 or 2, how you're planning your food plots. Some guys really like the 3-point model because they can put it on a tractor, lift it up, go to their plots, put it down. But if you're doing multiple plots at the same time like we do, we have, I'm typically running the tractor, tilling, and we've got somebody coming in behind us, seeding and culti-packing. So if we constantly had to switch the cultipacker, off the tractor, it just wouldn't work very effectively. It wouldn't be very time effective. So when you're trying to do 11 food plots in 2 days, so which many people do. So, but there's advantages to both. The standard unit, if you did happen to bend a frame or something, if you hit a tree, I mean, it's so easy to replace those frames. They're inexpensive. I can just send you another one for, I think they're $25 and some shipping. And then, but the HD series, if you hit a tree with that thing, it's just going to walk right around the tree. You're not going to, if you bend a HD, you've really done something. So, but yeah, we have a full line that that meets a lot of people's needs. So. And I brought this along just to kind of show you that it's not like the polymer lawn rollers. They're probably 16th to an 1/8 inch thick material. They're just not very substantial. The Packer Maxx has a 1/4 of an inch thick overall material in the peaks. It's a 1/2 of an inch thick. So there's a lot of material here. We went through a couple of weeks ago and did some strength testing, and we were literally trying to break one, and I couldn't break it. We filled it with water and rolled it off the back of my tailgate onto concrete, a 4-foot drop or a 3.5-foot drop right on the concrete. Took it like a champ. I then tipped it up and threw it down onto some boulders, no problem. Right where it landed on the driveway, I was hitting it with one of the big claw hammers. I mean, I was really getting after it, and I couldn't break it. And so they are very durable. I've got guys that have, myself included, that have been running these things for 8 years, and the drums are just solid as a rock. And I think that's a lot of concern of a lot of people, is that polymer drum and how they're going to hold up. But they hold up really well. They're roto-molded, just like the process that the whitewater kayaks go through, which obviously those need to be super impact resistant, and that's what these are. They're roto-molded. They're made right here in Howell, Michigan. The shaft is actually molded right into the drum, which is a big benefit because then we can use bushings instead of bearings. Bearings and dirt don't mix very well. Everybody knows that. We're still on the original set of bushings on ours, 8 years, and 11 food plots, sometimes twice a year. And we're still running the original bushings. And if we did have to replace them, 15 minutes, boom, you replace them. So, and then same thing with the nylon bushings on the standard unit. I mean, they're just super easy to put together and in service. So they're basically maintenance free. The whole unit, spray it off when you're done. Make sure you drain it out, the water out in the winter, and you're good to go. So if you haven't considered using a cultipacker in the past, and your food plot program is just kind of lacking something, by all means, check out the Packer Maxx. Check out the reviews. I think the reviews speak for themselves on our Facebook page. You go there, look at some of the video, look at some of the pictures. It just takes, even if you have a good food plot program, by using a cultipacker, it makes it a great food plot program. And it's just, you're stacking the deck in your favor. You spend so much time and energy on these food plots, and success is very important because, especially in Michigan, with the baiting ban this year, you're going to want groceries in the ground. And so success is very important. So you put all this time and energy into your seed and your fertilizer, your tiller, your fuel, your diesel, your tractor, all this stuff, and then you skip probably the most important step of the whole process, culti-packing. It just doesn't make sense. So definitely consider the Packer Maxx. It's a great piece of equipment. It's going to last you a very long time. It's very well built. It's built 100% in the United States and almost 95% in Michigan.